So now I'm going to cover 10 gruesome accounts of photographing the dead. Yes, you heard that right. Postmortem photography or photographing the dead began in the 19th century as a way to remember the deceased. It was done during times of war, during the aftermath of tragedies, and performed for dubious scientific purposes. People had a morbid fascination with death at the time when mortality rates were higher than those that they are today. But more disturbing than the photos are the stories that are behind them. The history of photographing the dead is a rich thing with a scientific con, heartbreak, and the actual need to earn a living off of this tragedy. And at number 10, we have Profiting from the Dead. A newspaper report published in the 1900s detailed a photographer who photographed dead soldiers after the U.S. Civil War battles. One of the many grisly adventures, the photographer visited the battlefield of Antietam 3 days after the eponymous battle, which was considered one of the deadliest days of the Civil War, with over 22,000 casualties. The battlefield was littered with bodies to photograph. The photographer, who was not named in the article, said it would be useless to go over the scene of the carnage again to tell of the ghastly after sights of that awful fight which made so many widows and orphans. I was nervous and excited when unwittingly planted one leg of the camera stand on the chest of a dead Union drummer boy. By some means, he had been partially buried in a patch of soft soil. Nothing was visible but the buttons of his blouse and one foot. The man took his photographs and later printed them. He said the photographs sold like wildfire for 50 cents and $1 each. I was nearly $2,000 in the pocket in less than 2 weeks.